Gosh, I hope you're all keeping well and staying safe. We're going to start doing Friday assemblies for you, just so you sort of get back into the routine of knowing what's going on around school. There's been quite a lot of changes. There's been obviously the coronavirus changes, but we've also got the new head teacher, and with that comes some new ideas as to what we're going to change at school. And there are loads of positive things going ahead. Some of them are a little confusing if you're a bit like me and don't always remember stuff, but a lot of them are really positive. So I just wanted to introduce them to you. So all of you should be used to the social distancing by now. In school, we're doing that. All of those that have been in as key worker children have been doing that the whole time. So everyone's staying 2 metres apart. Now we've got year 10s back in. We've moved the classrooms around, so we've only got about 5 or 6 people in a classroom, and they are then 2 metres apart as well. Every classroom has hand san in it, and every classroom is hand sand on the way in and the way out. Therefore, keeping the germs away, keeping you guys at a safe distance throughout. There are signs up all over the school, and we've also changed the layout of some of the stairs and stuff like that in order to make sure that you've not got people going up and down the same stairs. We dream, we learn, we grow is still our motto, and loads of you have been doing amazingly with that during the lockdown. But we've also now introduced the Oakwood Way. So we are safe, we are respectful, we follow instructions, we work hard, and we try our best. I know loads of you are amazing at doing this, and some of you possibly need to aspire to this a little bit more, but this is what is going to take us through. So the safety is obviously things like our behaviour. It's also things like our social distancing and stuff like that. Respectful, it's about your pleases and thank yous and the basics, and being polite. Following instructions, do as you're asked first time. Don't question it. And then working hard and trying our best. I'm confident that all of you are doing that all of the time. So that then brings me on to rewards, because I know loads of you are working hard and are trying your best. We've sent out some letters to some of you already, but as we come back into school, there's going to be loads of focus on rewards. So there's going to be certificates, there's going to be postcards, there's going to be little trophies, there's going to be different events. And actually, we're looking for really positive things from you. We want to say well done at every available opportunity. That makes you feel good, that makes us feel good, and we recognise that actually you are working really hard and you're producing some really amazing work. And if it's not work related, most of you are amazing human beings and you're doing amazing things, whether that's sort of outside in the community or inside within school. We want to reward that, and we want to recognise that, and we want to make sure that actually, we're saying well done. And that then kind of leads me on to some of the other changes. Now, I want to choose some that are a bit confusing and you tend to forget them, and this is the one that I've been trying to get to grips with as I've been in school this week. We've changed the stairwells. Okay, so the middle stairwell in the canteen, no one in years 7 to 11 can go up or down that stairwell. That is out of bounds for all of you. That is only teachers, staff, and sixth form students that can go up and down that. We've then changed some of the stairwells elsewhere in the school so that we keep that social distancing. So the stairwell just along from my classroom up the humanities corridor is an up-only stairwell. You've then got the idea that actually down at the SEN, down by the SRP, that is down only. So up only by my classroom, down only by SEN, and then by Mr. Vaughan's classroom, down in the bottom left-hand corner on this map, you've got, that is an upstairs, whereas by Miss Van Hoogland's classroom is a downstairs. So up by Mr. Vaughan, down by Miss Van Hoogland, and this is really important because as we come back in and we're trying to keep everyone distanced, we need to make sure that people aren't passing each other on the stairs and stuff like that. So it's worth just reminding yourself of these things before you next come in. We have signposted them, and this is what keeps reminding me as I get to the bottom or top of the stairs and I want to go up or down. They are signposted as up and down only. It will take a little while to get used to because you're so used to walking up and down whichever ones, but it's about that safety aspect. It's making sure that we are keeping everyone distanced. In addition to that, there are some new classroom expectations. Again, it's around social distancing. So as you're waiting to come into a classroom, as the teacher lets you in, please stay 2 meters apart. And as you're waiting outside, stay 2 meters apart as well. You need to make sure that that is done. That is for your safety. Obviously, greet the teacher. Most of you do this anyway. A massive grin and a hello, miss, or a hello, sir. And you get the same back from the member of staff, and it's really nice, and it's a really great way to start off the lesson. Enter the classroom calmly and quietly, and this is after breaks and lunches as well. So don't bring in what's been happening at break and lunch. Make sure that you're focused and you're ready to learn. You'll be given a seat, and that's where you sit. It's social distancing, and so make sure that actually you follow what you are asked to do. So that leads back to the Oakwood way. Follow instructions and make sure you're doing it first time. Equipment should be placed on the desk. We cannot any longer lend you equipment because we cannot give it to you and then give it to someone else. So you guys need to make sure that each day you are prepared, you're bringing all your stuff with you that you will need. And that's including your calculators and your rulers and your coloured pencils. Because like I say, we can't lend you any of that stuff anymore. So you need to make sure that you've got a full pencil case or some sort of bag with that all in. Next, we've got students will complete the work that's been set with high levels of enthusiasm and engagement, and I'm positive that you guys do this. You work really hard as a year group, and you have produced some amazing stuff over lockdown as well as before lockdown. So it's just about continuing as you are. And if you know in your heart of hearts that maybe, you've not quite done that, it's about maybe putting the effort in now, making sure that actually you are upping your game and that you are showing exactly what you are capable of. There's some other changes coming in as well, and these are quite significant, some of these. As of September, there'll be a different way of us rewarding you and also sanctioning you. But like I say, we want to find all the positive things we're doing. We want to make sure that actually we're able to say well done to you. We don't really want to be having those negative conversations with you. So make sure that you give us reason to have those positive conversations. Because obviously we're growing and we're a much bigger school. We've got almost 30 new members of staff joining us in September. So we'll have a huge Year 7 year group of 270, but then we'll also have 30 new members of staff. So there'll be a lot of change in terms of faces around the school, and a lot of new people. So make sure you get to know people. Make sure that actually you're remembering names and stuff like that, and we'll all try our best with you guys. At the start of every day, we will be gathering in the playground. So you won't go straight up to registration. You will gather in the playground and they'll be lined up ready for your tutor times. So you'll do that at the start of every day, after break and after lunch, and then you'll be collected by your form tutor or your period 3 tutor or your period 5 tutor, making sure that you then get your lessons on time, quietly and respectfully. We also make sure that actually any detentions we have are all 1 hour. There's no 20 minutes, there's no 45, there's no half an hour. It is 1 hour. So no matter what your sort of detention is for, it's a 1 hour situation so that you know what it is, when it is, how long it will be, to make sure that you are clear and make sure there's no confusion. Seclusion's moved from D101, so Mrs. Clark is no longer at the top of the stairs. She's now down in B114, so just along from the bridge and where Miss Bolton used to be and down from SEN. And then the bridge has moved, so Miss Bolton's no longer in that double room. Miss Bolton is round in the opposite corner by Miss Gruel's classroom, so E107. And that just gives you a bit of pretty round there, a bit of peace and quiet. And we're looking at changing the school day to maybe 10 minutes earlier. So starting at 8:30 and finishing at 2:50. And so that's something that we're looking at. It's not a definite yet, but it's worth just bearing in mind as you start to get back into that routine of getting up, getting ready. Make sure that you are on time and you are ready for that earlier time if it does happen. I've then got a final message for you. Loads of you have been really kind. I know that some people have been doing charity work. Some people have been shopping with the people. Some of you have been sending like videos or texts or whatever to friends just to make sure they're okay. I know some of you have written to older people in care homes who maybe haven't seen their relatives. And you as a group are amazing and you're really thoughtful. So in a way you can be anything, be kind. All of you have it in you. All of you do it. Just make sure that you're always showing it, because it costs nothing and it makes someone's day. So carry on what you're doing. And then I said final message, but not quite. I just wanted to have a special recognition. Each week, when we do this, I'm going to pick 2 people who I've seen either amazing work from, or when we've done the tutor phone calls, I hear awesome things. And both Ben and Princess have done some fab work for me. They've both done really good entries for Young Geographer of the Year. The entries are still open, guys, so if you want to enter for that, there is a prize. I'm not sure what it is this year, but as I've said before, sometimes it's been trips as far abroad as Iceland, sometimes it's been money, sometimes it's been other things. Get your entries into either myself or Mr. Grogan, but there are some fab entries going in so far, and we'd really like to enter as many of you as possible. So well done, Ben and Princess, for those so far. Take care, guys. I will speak to you again next week. I will see some of you in the key worker group. I've been calling some of you, and we'll have another assembly next Friday. Keep safe. Bye-bye.